What did you learn from that game?
We've still got plenty of work to do, and we know that the season's fast approaching, and it was good for us today. It was good that we played a team that's, you know, up and about and physically ready to play some strong, hard footy, and you know, at parts of the game we matched it with them okay. You know, clearly the third quarter when they were able to hit the scoreboard big, and we couldn't hit the scoreboard by hitting it straight. You know, we got found out a little bit.
It's that old stat debating point, kicks v handballs. Did you handball too much?
Yep. Yeah, we did. We didn't. Again, that's typical of our style of play. We usually can handle it okay, but we're just not quite at that intense level that we needed to be today to handle that pressure. And you know, was that a reflection that a lot of our players missed last week's game, and you need some consistency? And Adelaide have had some consistency in their squad. Look, I just think we were out muscled a little bit in tight, and you know, I'm sure Phil would be pretty pleased with that.
Are you a victim? Some of your transitional play was nothing like what we're used to with Port Adelaide, and particularly how you talk about the run and how good it is with your players. But are you a victim of everyone now looking more at you, or a victim of Phil knowing exactly what you're about, so he planned how to stop you? No, I don't think so. I think Adelaide defended us really well, which is great credit to them, and we just weren't at our bravest that we needed to be, and that's what AFL does. If you're just a little bit off, you only need to be a second off, and you look like you've slowed right up. You know, I thought some of our transition was quite elite at times, but we just didn't challenge them enough.
Looking a little bit slowed up, could that be also due to hard training during the week this time of the year?
No, I don't like those things. That's nothing. We're okay. We're running hard and we're playing hard. We just got outplayed today by a better side.
You work deliberately on play the big guys first, rest them second, play them in the third, and you talk about consistency of action. Are you still confident that was the best way to go about it?
Yeah, we have to be now, because that's where we're at. I think, you know, our planning was slightly different because of having to travel to Albury, and we've travelled to Fremantle, so we're not hiding from that. You know, if in an ideal world we had to play 2 games close together, we probably would have just left it the way we did, but we made that decision a long way out, and we're comfortable with that decision. We know we've still got improvement to come.
I noticed you used that word brave. Will that be a key message during the week, as in, hey guys, you need to take it on?
I've said that a bit, Jasper, I reckon, over my time. I think we expect... But there's brave ball movement, there's brave contest, there's brave defence. You know, the word we use it differently to what people perhaps want to see on the footy field all the time. We didn't use it the way we wanted it today.
Has John Butcher got a big tick from this pre-season? Are you confident enough to pick him?
Oh, I think John can play. I think there's no doubt about that. And you know, today was really positive for him. You know, there's lots of things still to happen, and you know, but John's pre-season, I'd said right from the start that he's now done 90% of pre-season. It looks like a player that's physically ready to compete. Still a lot of work to do, because he hasn't played much AFL footy, so there'll be good days and bad days.
Is that a relief for you, because you just can't be sure if Ryder will be available for the first month or whenever?
Well, it's handy. Yeah, definitely handy. I mean, you know, John started the year last year in our AFL side too. You know, and unfortunately for him, he found his way out of it just through his own form. And then the key is that you have to play consistent footy all the time, and you have to contribute, whether that's in offence or defence or, you know, structure. So he did that pretty well today.
So Ken, beside him being physically better off from a good pre-season, how else is he better off to make sure he doesn't fall out of the side in the first month?
Rich, that's hard to know, really. That's a consistent football season in front of him there, you know, and we all have little ups and downs, and, you know, coaches, players, fans, we all have our good and our bad days, and you know, John's got to be able to handle the not so good days as well as he handles the good days, and that's a real challenge for him, only because he, as an inexperienced AFL player and hasn't played a lot of footy, he still battles with having the ups and downs a little.
Matt White? What happened there at the end with Matt White?
Oh, I don't think he's okay. He got a whack. There's no doubt about that. But we're 2 weeks out. We think we got through the game unscathed. White, look, I don't know, to be honest, if Whitey's got any major issue. I don't think so. He's pretty good.
Whack on the leg or just a...
Actually, I've never spoken to him. But he wasn't in the meeting. I was just talking to the players. So the boys are treating him now and checking him out. So I'll give you some more information as soon as I can. But right now, I don't know. I think it's just a contest.
I know it's a couple of weeks away, but who do you hope to get back into the side?
Back into the side?
Hope to be.
Well, that's what I'd like is everyone available. So there's 45 players on our list. I'd like all 45 available. And if we have that, we're very comfortable, but obviously there's still some key players out of our side that we need to get back in there, but you've got to also make some decisions based on, are they the type of players that can come straight back in and play?
So Trengove could be one of those. You're confident of him?
Yeah, I've picked Jacko off 10 weeks 2 times before, so I've got no problems. I'd have I'll give you a running description. I'd be happy to pick Chad, happy to pick Hartlett, you know, and there's the two Essendon boys, which I haven't even entertained picking them, to be honest, because I just don't know what's going to happen.
That's interesting, though, because you know how James Hurd's told the world he's got no concern about his players, they'll all be available, they'll be fine, they'll be cleared. What's your thinking? What's your read on it?
The difference from me to James is James has lived it, so he sees every bit of the information. I haven't got enough information to make an accurate assessment. All I'm thinking is that if they're not available, we've got a good enough side to go and play with.
Okay.
If they are available, do you think they've done enough match fitness work to be okay to be picked in the first side?
They're handy players.
Yeah, I know.
They're handy players, and you know that's something we'd have to do. We've still got 2 more weeks of training. We'd have to. We'd have to look at that and make some strong assessments on where we think about. Look, I do fall into playing good players, so and I think they've got no injury issues. There's nothing that they can't compete. So I couldn't see why we wouldn't seriously consider them.
How much does that then ease your ruck burden as well on Lobey?
Yeah,
if you have Ryder.
It eases the burden on Westhoff and eases the burden on John, because John went in the ruck a couple of times today as well. So, you know, but we've done that for 2 years. We've played with one ruckman. Lobes loves it. I think he handles it really well. It's not an issue for him, but you know, I think it makes us more dangerous.
Westhoff started a few centre sort of bounces in the centre square, not rucking. Have we already gone through this?
No, just nodding with you and agreeing.
Is that a legitimate option for you, him in the midfield?
Yeah, there's no doubt that. I mean, Hoff can run as good as anyone, can win contested ball as good as anyone, and he's 199. It helps. He covers a fair bit of space with that body of his, so it certainly helps us. And we're not frightened to say that he can play in the centre bounce at any stage. He can play on the wing at any stage. Certainly can play forward, so it's an option.
How do you stop a 2 metre tall midfielder?
Don't know, that's not my job. I have to deal with some of the other sizes that are in there. And mate, look, let's be honest, there's 190, 192s, 190. There's plenty of big-bodied midfielders out there, and you know, Hoff's just another one that's perhaps just a bit bigger again.
Ken, if we go through the journey, since you've been at Port Adelaide, the first year was about, well, getting off the canvas. The second year was about proving it wasn't just a flash in the pan sort of stuff. What's the third year about? Just
continue to improve, but the improvement area is smaller. There's not as much room to move. For us to go up, we know it's much tougher than it was in year 1. Much tougher. The competition at the top is obviously the best, and it's a whole season you have to be able to play. So that's our challenge, is to play a whole season and see where we end up.
It's an interesting conclusion there. It's going to be tougher now that you've got the side rebuilt than actually rebuilding it.
Oh, it is. The last bit's the hardest bit. Yeah. You know, there's no doubt about that. Everyone would say the same, I'm sure, in football. And you know, Phil will see that, I'm sure, this year, that you know, he's got an opportunity to improve and build. But he won't be satisfied with that. I won't be satisfied with improving in year 1 or year 2. I'm looking to improve in year 3, and that's what the team's going to try and do.
What do you think with Cleary at the moment after this pre-season? Do you see where he fits now? Do you?
Tommy's got some abilities, got some you know, some things that we really like about him, but he's trying to get into a pretty strong back 8 probably. So that, you know, it's limited for space. You've got to do everything right when you're in that position, or you've got to wait for the opportunities to open up for you and then take them when they come. I think Tommy, like last pre-season, shown that he can play. The boys who are in those spots now also shown that they can play.
Righty.